Welcome everybody to another episode of the Minecraft Beginner's Guide. In this episode we'll be looking at gathering some materials, we'll be looking at getting some iron ore, some coal ore, and even some diamonds. And the iron and the coal are quite important to start with because iron will give you better equipment than stone or wood, and coal will be used for torches and fuel. And of course we'll be going for some diamonds, and the diamonds will be for the end game equipment. So we're going to look at a graphic here. So this is the Minecraft ore distribution graphic. So as we can see on here, we're looking at the whites for the iron and the black for the coal, and of course the light blue down here for the diamonds. But as you can see here, there are kind of two ways we can go about doing this. We can go up into the mountains where we get a lot more iron and a lot more coal. So these numbers down the left-hand side are the Y coordinate. So as you go up, you get more and more. So if you find yourself around a lot of mountains and a lot of cliffs and stuff like that, you can go mining into those. The other thing you can do is kind of go down underground, and this is where we'll be looking at kind of around this area here. And the reason we're doing this is because there's enough iron down here to get started, there's enough coal down here to get going, and stone is pretty good building material to start with. If you ever need a building material, you can always just get loads of stone and replace it later on if you want to. So what we'll be doing, rather than climbing up into the mountains, is we'll be doing some branch mining. We'll be needing two different branches. We'll be having one around kind of this level here. We're looking at kind of 32 to 24. And then the other one will be going down, as you can see from the bottom of the graphic here. We're looking at around minus 58 is the most optimal, but we'll be going about minus 52. The reason for this is if you're at minus 58, you can quite easily dig into a lava lake and you just get a bunch of lava dropped on your head, and that's no fun. By going at minus 52, there's not a whole lot of difference in the distribution of diamond ore, but it means you come in over the top of those lava lakes and it means you can fill them in. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to come back to the game here, and we are going to, first off, we're just going to collect some materials. So the first thing we need to do is we need to grab as much sand and as much gravel as we can. So as we can see around here, there is plenty of sand. So I'm just going to grab as much of this as I can, and I'll be back shortly. So this is what the gravel looks like. This grey block here is gravel. And the reason we're looking for gravel and for sand is because these blocks are affected by gravity, which means if we put them down somewhere, let me grab some other blocks and I will show you what I mean. So we've got these blocks here, and if we take out this one and this one, or just the middle one really would have done the trick, this does not fall. This block is not affected by gravity. However, if we take sand, it does fall. And if we gravel, it does fall. So these two blocks are affected by gravity, and we'll be taking loads of these in case we find any caves below us. It's very unlikely now that you can dig straight down and not find a cave. So what we want to be able to do, well, I'll show you when it happens. So I think this is going to be enough for the moment, after decimating as much as I can around here. I have 4 stacks of sand. And the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to make loads of ladders. Now what I want to do is, if we look at the Y coordinate here, we're at 63 at the moment. We're going down to minus 52, as I mentioned before, which means we need that many ladders to get us all the way down. I'm going to make 2 stacks. Why not? It's not the right maths, but it makes it much easier just to gather. So, come back over to our tree farm and we start gathering some wood. And actually, we have a lot of wood in our chest from before. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to take all the sticks, all the wood I've got, I'm going to try and make 2 stacks of ladders. So, there we go. That'll do. We've got well over, but I was just going out the max. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to get ourselves a bunch of torches. Now for torches, what we can do is if we burn some wood, it gives us charcoal. And if we combine charcoal with sticks, we get torches. I'm going to do this until I have a stack of torches. And there we go. I've got my stack of torches. 1 bit of charcoal left over. So now we come to where we want to go, and we want to dig down, but you never dig straight down on a single block. You don't know what's underneath you. You have no way of knowing what's underneath you. There's a good chance if you dig straight down on a single block, you're going to drop into some lava and you're going to die, or you're going to drop into a cave and you're going to die. So what we do is we straddle 2 blocks and we do this. And as we go down, we plant ladders as we go. This means we can get back out later. So I'm just going to dig down until we get to y equals, let's say, 24. All right, so here we are at y equals 24, which you can see in the middle bit over here. And this is where we're going to be for our first mine. So what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to put a torch down. And this basically means that once we're away from the blocks here, these aren't spawnable. So if I was to go right up there, this would be a spawnable block, which means if I came back down again, there'd probably be something here. And it'd probably be something it wouldn't like me very much, and it'd probably be something that would probably want to hurt me. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to open this up a bit, just to give us a bit more room. And then the idea is, as you come down the ladder here, you can just pop off at the side, and I'm actually going to mine in this direction, I think. So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to go and get some more pickaxes, because what I've got here won't last. One thing I should mention, actually, while I'm thinking about it, is once you make some torches, torch around your house. And the reason we do this is because I'm actually just going to do this here so that we know where the hole is. And the reason for this is because nothing will spawn if there's a certain light level, which means, oh, let's not get caught over here. Because what we don't want to do is we don't want to go away from home and come back and everything has spawned in or around the house. So by doing this, it means nothing can spawn in around the house, and it should be safe to go to sleep. If there is something too close to you, you won't be able to sleep. So what we've done here is it just means that once we come up out of the mine, there's nothing around us that can prevent us from sleeping. Gives you a bit of a safety barrier. How many pickaxes you take is completely up to you. I would tend not to take too many stone pickaxes because we should be finding iron pretty quickly. So iron is a much better tool to use. I'm just going to take 2. That should be enough. And 3 bits of food. Let's see if I have any food left from before. I have 15. We're actually going to put these away now because we didn't actually need them, which was really good. I'm just going to pop these away just to give myself a little more inventory room because we're going to get a lot of materials as we're doing this. So here we are. We are back at Y24, which is what I've chosen to go for. And for no particular reason, we're just going to go in this direction, as I mentioned before. So then the idea behind branch mining is you pretty much have a mine shaft like so, and you branch off it. And the reason this is really good for new games is because if you keep it lit up as you go, so for example, doing like that, it means the whole thing is not spawnable, which means you are completely safe from anything spawning around you. The idea then is you do this for as long as you want to go for. And then when you come back to do some more branch mining, what you do is you take 1, 2, and you mine here. And you go off that way as far as you want. And then you go 1, 2, and then you mine here. And you go off as far that way as you want. The reason we do 2 and not 3 is I'm going to use this granite as an example. So let's say this granite is a single diamond block. Oh, that doesn't help, does it? Let's try something else. What do I have? Cobblestone? It's a different color, I suppose. So using this cobblestone as our example, as a single diamond ore, the reason we do 2 wide is because in this example, I go 1, 2, dig, 1, 2, dig. And this means that no matter how far down that way I go, I will always see this side of the block. Of course, if I'm digging here, it means that 1, 2, dig, and I see the front face of it. If I'm digging here, then I go 1, 2, dig, I see this side of it. So because we're digging 2 wide, it means that I'll either see that side, or that side. If we dig 3 wide, then we go from here, 1, 2, 3, and dig. Then it means this ore never gets discovered. Because we don't dig down here to see this side, we don't dig down here to see this side. So this ore just gets missed. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to dig for a while and we'll see what we get. Okay, so that's a good start. So this is what we're looking for. This is the iron ore that we are looking for. So now we just dig out all the iron here. And this is what we're after. And we just keep on going. And as I mentioned, we just pop our torch up every time it gets a little bit dark. And then if we turn around, we can see a whole line of torches, and it means this whole trail, this whole mine here, is not spawnable. And we have some coal. And this is the other thing we're after. So coal is great fuel for our furnaces. And obviously we need coal for torches as well. So this is quite a valuable resource. It is very, very common. So it's not actually worth a lot, but we do use a lot of it. I'm just going to mine out all of this. Oh, and we get more iron. How good is that? Now, it's really important that once you've dug out something like this, throw a torch up. The last thing you want to do is to come down here, mine off down this way, and get surprise attack from this corner. You have to make sure everything is lit up so that nothing can spawn. And lapis. We do need lapis. It's something that will come up shortly in this tutorial. Lapis is used to enchant your items. We will be doing that in an upcoming episode, so if you see any lapis, be sure to grab it. So there goes my second stone pickaxe. We've got 19 ore from this, so we're just going to go back. We're going to throw this in the furnace to make some iron bars out of it, some iron ingots. And we're going to use those iron ingots to make some more pickaxes. And we're going to come back down, and we're going to use those to carry on mining. Now, as we get to the surface here, you can see it's nighttime. And the reason that we put those torches around is so that hopefully this is a safe place. And hopefully there's nothing around us that can prevent us from sleeping. We're coming up. Have a look. All seems safe. Maybe we'll put a torch in our house just to be extra safe. If there's a monster too close to you, this will say there are monsters nearby, you cannot sleep. Which is why we want a safe radius around our base. So we put our coal in here, we put our iron in here, and at this point, it's a self-feeding machine. So we're just going to wait for this to finish cooking. We're going to make ourselves some more tools, and we're going to go again. Right, here we go. This is our last piece. The first thing we want to make is actually a bucket. Buckets are really important. So we're always good to have one of those. And then we're going to make, if you hold shift when you click the item, it tells you how many you can make at a maximum. It tells you what you've got in your inventory. And then if you're holding shift when you click this, you craft the maximum as well. So by shift clicking this, it puts all of these in. By shift clicking this, it forges them all. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to go back down into the mines and I'm just going to mine away all of these pickaxes. And that should give us loads of materials. So what I'm actually going to do now is I'm just going to dig down here. There's no real reason to keep going off in that direction. So I'm just going to dig in here and we'll see what we get. Just remember to make sure to keep it lit up as you go. And we have more iron. Excellent. I don't know if you can tell, but mining with iron is so much faster than mining with stone. So it's really important, just for efficiency, just for saving time, that you upgrade to iron as soon as you can. Don't stick to wooden tools, don't stick to stone tools. Get the iron, and then go for diamond. Right, so here we are. We're actually just in a chasm here. This is not a cave. So what we do here is we take our cobblestone and we just wall ourselves in. And the reason we do this is because then we can't be attacked by something that is over there. If there was a skeleton there, he could attack us. If this was a creeper, they could blow us up. What we're going to do is just wall ourselves in like so. Right, here we go. This is a massive cave. So what we're going to do is we're just going to do some more. We're going to bridge ourselves over and we are going to wall ourselves in as we go. You hold shift, you crouch, and if you're crouching, you can't walk over the edge. make sure you're holding shift. Oh, this place is massive. That skeleton down there could quite easily shoot us. Look at this place. This place is amazing. Hopefully I have enough stone to get over. Otherwise, we'll go back and we'll start another branch. Well, I'm not going to have enough room, so I'm just going to leave that there. I'm not going to head back. The reason we do the walls is because if we did not, if we were just running on this one wide bridge and there was a skeleton there, they could easily, this guy here, for example, could easily shoot us off down there and kill us. And I'm just going to dig the opposite direction. There's no need to go in any particular direction. I'm just going to come out of this tunnel and I'm going to dig down this way. Once again, we get to a little dark little room here. You can either just light it up or you can tunnel yourself in. Generally easier to tunnel yourself in just because you don't know how big that cavern is. Here's a little tip for you as well. If you get to an area where you have a lot of gravel, if you break the bottom stone, put a torch down, and then mine this one, the gravel breaks on the torch. So here we are again. Another chasm. So we bridge out. And we tunnel ourselves in. We can't get dropped in on from above. Holding shift as you go. Oh, there we go. Down here, we've got a skeleton who's shooting at us. So what we do is we block ourselves in. And this means he cannot see us to shoot us. And again, same old thing. Holding shift the entire time so you don't just walk off the edge. We're just tunneling ourselves in, keeping us safe from attack from any direction as we bridge across. And of course, keep it light. Right, so I'm down to my last pickaxe, and I'm running out of torches, so I'm just going to leave it there. These are what I got from this run. So we've got plenty of coal, plenty of iron. We've got some building blocks in the cobblestone. I'm going to go pop all these away, and we'll go down to diamond level. Just as a quick tip, if you're coming down here, you might not notice the passages. So if you just pop a torch in the middle like that, then you have something on the floor to aim for. When you get to this torch, you know you're there. And let me guess, it's nighttime. Ah, it's not quite nighttime, but nearly. And I'm going to make some more torches before we go. Just as a tip, because I'm waiting ages for this to go. With the cobblestone you've got down below, if you make yourself a couple more furnaces, I tend to have a multiple of 8 usually. You can split it out, and it just makes the whole thing go much quicker. Now we've got 4 furnaces going, which means they get smelted 4 times quicker. Right, so it's all done. I'm going to take all our iron here. And then we're just going to give ourselves some new gear. So we're just going to use the auto thingy here. You shift left click. Sticks on automatically. We want some more sticks. And we want a shovel. We want a sword. And we want an axe. And I guess we can have a hoe because why not? Right, so we're going to go back down. We're going to go to diamond level, which we'll be going to minus 52 for. I'm going to take all the sand I have at the moment, and hopefully, if we find a cave, it's not too deep, and we can use this to get down. We have torches, we have ladders. Let's go. If you put your ladders in your offhand, you can right-click without stopping away from your pickaxe. It's just a bit quicker. And this is where we get to deep slate. Deep slate is a darker block. It's more difficult to break. It will slow things down. But unfortunately, that's what we got to do. Another hint for you. If you're ever looking at a block and you don't know what it is to break it, press F3. And on the side here, you've got targeted block. So what we're looking at here is we're looking at gravel. The bottom of this bit says mineable with a shovel. So if we use a shovel, we mine through it much quicker. So with a pickaxe, with a shovel. So here we are. We are at minus 52. This is where we've been mining for our diamonds. And I can't believe that we did not find a cave on the way down. That is really good luck for me. Not so good for the tutorial videos because I can't show you what I was planning to do with the sand. So the branch mining here is exactly the same. We stick a torch down to make it a bit more safe. And I'm just going to open this out a bit. And then I'm just going to dig. What I should do is I should go back to get some more iron. So I may do another strip up the top to get some more iron, come back down with far more iron. So once again, we come out of the mines at night, and hopefully the area should be clear. There should be no mobs around us. There should be no mobs in our house. It should be safe to come out, and it should be safe to sleep. And that is because we have gone around and we put down loads of torches, making it all unspawnable space. So I can make 8 iron pickaxes with what we had before. I tend to take 6 with me. Obviously, you are going to come up with your own techniques, but I will always take 6 iron pickaxes, and when they wear out, that's where I put an end to the mining. So I'm going to make all 8, just because, and I'm just going to take these with me. I'm going to include this one, and then I'll use these next time. The other thing I do really suggest making is a shield. Shields are really good, actually. But you can use a shield by holding the right click, and this will block any attack from any skeleton. If you are going to get blown up by a creeper, and you face a creeper and you put your shield up, it won't hurt as much. It will still do some explosion damage, but it won't hurt as much. So shields are actually really good to get into the habit of using. Now I'm going to head back down, and I am just going to mine. And I will mine until I've used all these pickaxes. The same rules apply down here. It's exactly the same method. Keep it lit up. Tunnel yourself in if you come up with if you find a big hole. Stay safe. Oh, there we go. There's our first diamond. Now, if this was a single vein, this was a single piece of... Ah, there was another one. All right, never mind. I was going to say, if this was a single vein, then had we not come down here and had we not come down that side, we would never have seen it. Had this been a 3 wide and I came down that side, we would never have seen that one. I'm just going to dig around, make sure there's no others hiding around here. And we keep on going. And there we go. There's some more. Nice shiny blue stuff. What we love. We've got some redstone. Grab the redstone if you can. There will be some redstone coming up. We need... Redstone is basically... It's basically electrical signal. So you can make some crazy machines and some decent automation with redstone. It's a really nice resource to have. And the automation is obviously a really nice thing to do. And we got some more. Ooh. Here we go again. Going so well. Make sure there are no others around. Right, so another cave again. Same thing. Bridge across. If you do come across a lava lake, it's a really good idea to remember where it is. We will need lava later on. In fact, we'll need lava very shortly. The reason I am just doing this is because I have a lava lake outside by my house, so I'll be using that. But if you need a lava source, then remember where these lakes are, and you just come back then. And we got some more. It's going really well. So in total, we need... Let's have a look. So we need 5 plus 8 plus 13 plus 7 is 20 plus 4 is 24 plus 3 is 27 plus 1 is 28 plus 2 is 30 plus 3 is 33, and then if you want a hoe, 35. So we're going mining until we get to 35 diamonds. Ooh. Oh, this is oh wow, this is a lot of iron. The graphic at the start of the episode does show that you can get mega veins down here. So you should even be able to reimburse or cover the cost of your iron just from the mining down here. Oh, and there we go. Hopefully, this will give us enough. Oh, it is going to give us enough. Ah, yes. And with that, we're going to head back to base and we are going to make some new gear out of our lovely little diamonds here. And it's actually really good that we got so many extras because it's generally best practice to have 2 pickaxes. One of them will have Silk Touch and one of them will have Fortune. And I'll come to these later on once we get to the enchanting episode. Right, so we actually had 1 pickaxe left. Get rid of all this. We're going to keep our diamonds. We're going to keep these sticks. And we're going to do this. And there we go. And we stick these on. And there we go. Now, you may wonder why we even bothered going for iron equipment when we've not used it. We've not really needed it. Iron is really good in case you find any enemies, basically. It's got decent defensive qualities, like the armor. But the important thing for finding the iron was to get the iron pickaxes. Because mining through the deep slate is horrible. The iron pickaxes work so much better than the stone pickaxes in that they mine quicker and in that they last longer. So it's really important to get the iron pickaxes to go mining for diamonds. Right, what we can do to give ourselves a quick way to getting down to the mines is if we take our bucket and we put some water in it, there are kind of 2 ways we can quickly drop down the mine. So the first way is if we drop down on the side without the ladders, we fall like a rock, and then we can just move to the side here to grab onto the ladder before we go splat. And this can help us get to both the middle section, like so, or you can use it to go all the way down. If you're not careful, that happens. And then what we're doing down the bottom here is we take this out, and we have to dig out a hole here for the water, so there's a place for it to sit. We just put it down anywhere, for example, it floods. And it just makes a mess. So if we cut out the corner here, we put the water down there, it means it gives us something safe to drop into. So I'll just pop back up to the top. And then if we jump down, we can land safely without dying. And that gives us a much quicker way to get down into the mine. The other thing I realized I didn't show you when you're mining down is, well, I've made this thing here, but I can't really show you what it is. So let's say you're digging down and you get to a cavern below you. So there are a few things you can do. So that if you look at one of these things you can plant on the side here, and it means you can drop sand all the way down. Sand or gravel, whichever one, and this is why you needed something that's affected by gravity. So you can drop it down. Now as you're going, you can hop onto this obviously, and then as you're going down, you need to be really careful because there are mobs around that can shoot you off. Now, mobs, to attack you, have to be able to make eye contact with you. If they can see your feet, like this at the moment, they can see my little feet underneath the block here. They won't shoot because they can't see my face. The second I do this, it means they can then see my eyes and they can shoot. Which is why the shield comes in so handy here, because if you have a skeleton shooting at you, you can block the shot, then you can hop back up. Now, the 3 options you have, there's 2 of them with the sand and the gravel. And the first one is you have to come down here and you can kind of plant around the side like this and drop all the way down. The second one is you take your building block, or let's say the cobblestone for the mining you've been doing, and you just kind of do the same thing as before, really, where if you put the block here, the mobs can't see you, right? So you dig down 1 block and wall yourself in. And obviously, as you're going down, then you take away the one you're standing on before. And yeah, I've got some ladders on me. And you just kind of keep going down like so. Go down again. Wall myself in. And eventually, you get to the bottom. You get all the way to the floor like this. And the only real time you're in danger is while you're kind of exposed like this. The minute you block your line of sight off, you're kind of safe again. But if they do shoot you, you also have something to fall against. You can't fall through one block gap, so you can't fall off and die. The other thing you can do, and I'm just going to reset this, so give me 2 seconds. The other thing you can do, you take a water bucket, you pop it down like that, and then you kind of ride it down, and you get your blocks at the bottom, so you land at the floor, and the minute you hit the floor, you start building up. Then what this does is, again, they can't see you, so they can't attack you. But when you go up, and you kind of have to face as you go, as you swim, you have to watch your air bubbles. And if you're starting to drown, you can see the bubbles down the right-hand side. You can just kind of stick halfway out. So if you stick halfway out, you can actually kind of swim while being able to breathe. Now, obviously, the danger with this is, if you're in the water, you're not protected by the blocks. So you just need to make sure that you kind of stay covered, like so, while you're building. The other thing about this is, if you do get shot off, there's a big water pool at the bottom. So you land in the water, you're not going to take a damage, and you're going to be safe. Let me get back to the top. And we take this out. And then, as we ride the water down, we put our ladders in. Finally, we take this water out. And there you go. So if you find a cave, you have 3 ways there to drop down. You can either use the sand to drop all the way to the bottom, and then use the sand again to go around the outside. You can use the sand to drop down to the bottom, and then as you're digging down, you can look up and build down from the bottom of the floor of your tube. Or finally, you've got the third way, which is to use the water, which is probably the quickest and the easiest, and quite possibly the safest as well. Just because if you're swimming at the height of the blocks, then things can't see you. If they do see you and they do shoot you, you have a big pool of water to land in. So that should keep you nice and safe. And with that, that is it. That is the end of our episode. We have got a pretty decent strip mine down there. We've got loads of diamonds and we've got loads of iron. We have our mining to get more iron and diamonds should we need to, as well as coal for the furnaces and for torches. Really important. So with that, we're going to end the episode here, and I'll thank you for watching. I hope your diamond mining goes well. I hope you get as lucky as I did, and that I got the full suit within a couple of hours, really. So yeah, it was really good. Well, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you next time. See you later now. Bye-bye.